Dremiel Byers, big day, just inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. What's that mean to you?
It means the world. I'm still surprised that we're here and just trying to take it all in. But the real thank you, is to those people that pushed me and got me here. Coach Lewis, Army's World Class Athlete Program, the staff, the members, the Army, Mr. Wilson, our program director, just the talented athletes that were already on the team before me that mentor me and thump me in the head if I wasn't doing right. I'm just grateful, and I appreciate my wife even coming out here with me. She helped us get here and handed out a lot of the logistics so that I could show up on time. So I'm just amazed that I'm here.
So not very many people make it to this point. 0.1% of 1%. Even fewer do it in Greco-Roman. What does it mean specifically to be, one of the great American Greco-Roman wrestlers?
I think every now and again you might find yourself in a situation where, at the top competition or a snack room near the competition, sauna, anything, where you look up and it's all these accomplished wrestlers looking back at you. Every now and then, it's something simple as a nod from one of those guys. A nod, like, good one, or good one. That appreciation from someone you look up to fuels you. So it means a lot to be among such great company. It's a rare opportunity. It's rare that it happened, and I wasn't thinking anything like this would ever happen to me or for me. But I'm very grateful, very grateful.
So heavyweight has been, kind of one of the bright spots for U.S. Greco. We've had you, we've had Ghaffari, we've had Rulon, Blatnick, Kuhn. Why do you think that is, and what's it mean to be part of that kind of legacy of the American Greco heavyweight?
Initially, it was tough, because those guys when I showed up, they were already established and talented enough in the sport to compete overseas and be successful. It means a lot that you're upholding the standard, and not falling beneath it and raising it up, and that's what's supposed to happen. You don't think about that when you're in it. There's so many tedious things that you grow to love, like just little things that pile up what makes you the winner that you are if you're winning. Just in great company. It means a lot that was able to get a medal with Kuhn. I commend him for that, and those situations that you still got to be a guy standing in the finals, and so good kudos to him. And before it was these guys are gonna get this medal or else, and I admire what they left in wrestling because I was able to pick up on some of that.
So speaking of being in good company, you're part of the 2007 team, the only Greco-Roman team to bring home a world title. What was that experience like, and what was that tournament like?
It was the tournament going into that. It seemed like this was going to be the one. It seemed like we had a good team. We might have been missing a couple of our big horses to go into their competition. But as the tournament was unfolding and things happened, we was able to pull that out. So just the part where they wasn't willing to play our anthem while we're on the podium, and so we stood. So it was so. Is that really going to happen? Let's sing our anthem then. So we start singing our anthem. Just being there. I hate to say this because Greco people are gonna probably get mad at me for saying this, but I'll say it, and it's the truth. It's God's honest truth. That last match, that competition, I needed to beat French heavyweight, and someone, specifically A. Brand's brother, I don't know which one, A. Brand's brother, yelled out, "Dremiel, you still have time." And I don't know which one it was. And I know one of them got a lift, so I heard it 2 different ways. So it could have been, Dremiel, you still got times. So I don't know which one said it. But I heard that, and I executed when I heard that. Because I wasn't going to lift. I don't think I had a lift, but when he said that, I did it. And so I thank you, freestyle guy, for yelling. Whichever one of you it was.
I think we're gonna have to track down the Brands brothers and figure out which one did it, so we can give them some credit.
Don't let them see this.
So you spent your whole competitive career internationally with the World Class Athlete program. You're on staff as a coach now. What led you to the program to begin with, and then can you talk a little bit about your journey with it?
There was a post-tournament at Fort Lewis, Washington, wrestling tournament, and I went and entered that tournament, and when it was time to go, all my buddies weren't interested in going, and from my barracks, and then my commander had gotten wind of it. Captain Dave Jenkins, I think his name was. He was a wrestler in high school itself, a very successful wrestler, and he said, "Can I go?" And so he came and he watched me, and all those things that happened at that tournament, was the athletic director, knew the head coach for the All-Army wrestling team, Tony Thomas at the time, Sergeant First Class Tony Thomas. He called him, gave him a heads up. There was an official that was officiating the tournament. He also made a call. And so the coach got 2 phone calls about me, never heard of me, and then he told them to get my company commander's information, and they ended up working it. So that's how my All-Army happened. The first step for me. And then when I got to Georgia, Fort Benning, Georgia, there were so many people in the room that developed, beat me up, and teach me, and demand more. And what they were already working with, their standards and what they expected, they just pushed and kept pushing the boundaries, and until this happened, I guess. Wow.
What's it like to? How did the transition to coach work? I guess I should say, and how did that go down?
It is a huge difference, and when I first showed up back to the team to coach, I was wrong because I was talking to people like they were still my teammates. I had to learn that these are not your teammates. It's not the same, and I'm still learning that. It's so much of a family environment on the World Class Athlete on our team that that I started thinking back to the relationship I had with Coach Lewis, the level of respect and that I had for him, and all the times that he was there. So it's I'm still learning. Honestly, I guess I'm gonna have to be a student in this as well, and I don't mind doing that.
Well, your legacy as a competitor is already established, right? And you're now in the Hall of Fame, but your legacy as a coach is just kind of starting to grow. Does that excite you that that there's still mountains left to climb in wrestling for you?
Yes, and plus it wasn't so much. I don't think it's in my head that I want to win. I want to win. I'm still coaching to give back, and I guess that's going to be a next level of coaching for me. I want to win. I want to win. You don't get the job unless you was a winner usually, and I want to win. And so I want to instill that in some young athletes, and definitely be there for them the way Coach Lewis and the Army World Class Athlete Program's been there for me.
So in freestyle, specifically, it seems like it's the top Division I college guys that usually end up going onto the international scene. Sometimes in Greco too, but not as often. But you didn't have the D1 college credentials. What did it take for you to make that jump? From high school wrestler to the best wrestler in the world.
I think I was incredibly lucky. I joined the Army, and I have been surrounded by people that just absolutely refuse to take less or accept less from the people that surround them, and that's the most fortunate thing, and paying attention too, paying very close attention, and being genuine. And appreciating when you see someone work hard and achieve something. So that is fuel. That's fuel. Like if the guys on my team that were older than me got an award or they went and did something, then I wanted to know what it took. I witnessed what it took. So I was like, okay, I can pursue that. I can do it, because he didn't stop until he got it. He did these things. You know, he committed to that, and he didn't let anything else in his life suffer while he was doing this. So that strength that you witness is fuel for you. It's fuel for you. You shouldn't have done it in front of me if you didn't want me to get stronger from it. You know, and that's kind of how I felt a lot of times with that. And I was so happy for those people. And it's a confusing thing, because some people feel this, but their want for themselves cast a shadow over just appreciating what you just did. Thank you for letting me see you do this. You know, I can do this now. You know, you were strong there. I should be strong there. Thank you. You know, instead of that, they want the accolade themselves that this person has. That's terrible. It's terrible.
So was that kind of, you know, when you were battling side by side with Roulon for world teams and Olympic teams, you know, do you think he pushed you to different levels?
The deal with Roulon was, I figured that the more success he had, the harder it would take, the more it would take for me to go ahead and beat him. But then I think initially I was trying to win the way he was winning. You know, and I thought I had to wrestle him that way to stop him. And instead, people just kept pulling me aside. No, just do what you think. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. And a lot of times in wrestling, that's really all that matters. You know, and they leave a window or a peephole or something open that you'll recognize, this guy's out of position.
Yeah.
He's out of position. Or he tries too hard. And then when you see people that can put it in gear and just go straight forward like that in wrestling, you realize if this guy has nothing but offense, he has to be open for something. He has to be. And if he thinks he's going to push me out the way, I'm going to show him I'm a man. I'm going to show him I'm this man. But it just gets familiar after a while, you know. And that's why I kept taking so many competitions.
When you joined the Army, did you think wrestling was going to be in the cards for you, or did
No.
you think you were done?
I thought I was done. I thought that was over and behind me, and was never going to be anything. And they told me, hey man, that's a post-wrestling tournament. I said, what? And it's a post-wrestling tournament. And I really went there to vent. I went there to vent. You know, I thought football was it, and that's all I was going to be able to do. You know, I won state my senior year in high school. So there were very few letters talking about Dremiel Byers being a wrestler at anybody's college. And I understood that. You know, I only played 2 years of high school sports, so I kind of figured that this football scholarship was my only chance to go to school and get this done, and it didn't happen that way.
So from being retired to making it to the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, that's a pretty incredible journey. Do you reflect on that?
I'm trying to. Even they told us they wanted memorabilia here, and this is a real thing. You know, when we came up, Coach Lewis said some things to us about that medal we just won. You know, and anything came out of his mouth, I took it to heart. So he giving me this speech about, yeah, you got this medal, but it's time to go get a new medal, man. It's time to go get a new medal. So what you looking at that medal for? So I knew right then, whatever I brought back from a competition that said I did well there, I had to tuck it away in some deep, dark corner or some place and never look at it, because I'm in the middle of this right now, and everything that I have to do right now, I can't dwell on what I've already done. I can only take little pieces like, okay, it's right. Every human being that I wrestle moves this way if I do this to him. So I should be able to do something else to every guy I wrestle. But I tucked it all away, and I never looked. I never looked at that stuff. I never looked. I wouldn't look. Sometimes I was afraid to look. And so now it was like, hey, we need this memorabilia. And man, it's like I'm opening up things like I don't. So I handed it to my wife and had her do it.
Well, I think you probably earned the right to look at your accomplishments and take it all in, and congratulations on your induction. It's very well deserved, and thank you for your contributions to the sport and your continued contributions to the sport and everything you're doing to further Greco-Roman and the Army WCAP program.
Thank you.